Hi everyone, this is Mindy Eggen for Pretty Pink Posh, and in today's video we are going to create a card using the Layered Clouds stencil. Some of the other products that I'm going to be using is the Just a Note Scripty word die. I'm going to start by taking a piece of smooth white cardstock and I'm adding a little bit of removable or repositionable tape on the back and attaching that to my Make Art station. That's going to hold my cardstock in place, and then I can hold the first layer of the stencil down using my magnets. Now I can start ink blending, and I'm going to go in rainbow order starting at the very top. This color is a bubblegum ink, and these inks are all from Simon Says Stamp, but you can use any ink that you have on hand. So I'm just going to go lightly over those open cloud areas using that light pink and my blending brush, which gives me a really nice smooth application of ink. Then I'm going to come in with grapefruit ink. I actually meant to grab cantaloupe, but I grabbed grapefruit instead. It's just a little bit darker and a little stronger than I wanted it to be. So I blended that into the next area, kind of up into the pink. Then I'm coming in with Sunbeam, which was the bright yellow. Next is going to be Sprout, blending that right up into the previous color, which is the yellow. And these are really going to create a smooth transition. The next color I have is Surf, and I'm going to blend that into the green. And then my last color is going to be the purple, and I think this is a lilac. It's just a really, I think that's the name of the color. It's just a really nice kind of soft purple. It came in a little stronger than I thought it would. I should have probably checked my colors of inks before I grabbed them, but I just dabbed some extra off on the side to take some of that ink off. So that was our first layer. Now I'm going to bring in the second layer of the stencil, and this one is going to overlap some of the clouds that I already ink blended on. I'm going to apply the same colors. I'm just going to start at the other end here. So since I left off with the purple, I'm going to start with the purple and work my way up towards the top of the card. Now I really love the overlap when it comes to these colors, like the purple and the blue. The overlap is where all the magic happens. Now, I'm not applying a really heavy amount of ink. I'm not coming in too hard with my blending brush. It's just a really soft application. I still want to be able to see the clouds in the background and not overtake them. So I want to keep the shape of all the clouds on the front of the card. So I'm just continuing through those colors, and if ever I pick up some ink and it comes in a little too bright or too strong, I can tap it off on the side there. That's usually my go-to whenever I'm doing ink blending, is I will normally kind of tap off on the side just in case. It's easier for me to add more color than it is you can't really take color away, so it's better to come in soft. Now that that last cloud is blended on, and that last cloud I used Sweets ink, which is a darker pink. Since it was all on its own, I wanted to have something that stood out a little bit more. Now, instead of having the whole background being white behind those clouds, I'm coming back in with my blending brushes and just using the leftover ink that is on the brushes just to add that little bit of a hue. And to do this, I will start on the edge of the cardstock and work my way onto it. That way I'm not getting any harsh marks from my brush. So once this panel is all ink blended, all I need to do is just kind of rotate it a little bit, and that'll have that repositionable tape kind of let loose, and I just rub it away with my finger. Now I'm taking the Just a Note word die and I placed it on top of some matte gold cardstock, and I'm running it through my mini die cutting machine. The words kind of stayed in place on that cardstock, and instead of poking it with my craft pick, I'm just gently pushing it out of that matte gold cardstock. The reason I'm not poking it out with the craft pick is because that will most likely leave little poke marks in my word die, and I didn't want that on there. I wanted it to be just a really nice soft gold all the way across the top without any kind of blemishes to it. So I die cut that out 2 more times from heavyweight cardstock, and I'm adding it together with liquid glue. On that top layer with the gold cardstock, I placed a paper towel over it so that if any glue were to seep out, then I could just catch it with the paper towel. I trimmed my panel down to 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm attaching it with a tape runner to a white card base so I have that little bit of a white border around the edge. Then I carefully lined up the word across the front of the card, and once I'm sure that it is fairly straight and even, I'm going to add a little bit of liquid glue to the back of this and then attach that to the front. I started with the word note. Then I can go up and do the just and I felt that I got better placement starting with that smaller word. If I ever feel like I put too much glue on the back of my words, I'm just going to dab it up with my finger so it doesn't seep out and get on that gold cardstock. My last thing I need to add is the tittle on the top of the J, and to do that I placed a little drop of glue at the very top right above that, and then I'm picking up the small little circle pieces with a jewel picker. I found that to be a lot easier instead of trying to fuss with tweezers trying to pick that up. So that's going to finish off my rainbow cloud background for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. All of the supplies will be listed down below in the video description. If you enjoyed today's video and would like to see more from me, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you're notified when new videos are posted. Here are a few other videos I think you might enjoy.